We're going to talk about my restoration attempt about the Italian-built Hawken style rifle. I didn't do a lot of the work on camera because the first time I did it, it was messy, it was all kinds of problems. But what I did, I disassembled the gun, I got the barrel off. The nipple's missing, but I tried cleaning it out, and then I plugged the nipple up with Teflon tape to make it somewhat waterproof so the vapor rust would not leak out. So what the problem is somebody fired this gun, and also they used Pyrex or some other type of black powder substitute. They fired a gun and never cleaned it. So if you ran a jag down, 50 caliber jag, it would get stuck. It would be stuck in there forever and you would never get it out. So what I did is put a 45 caliber jag on, and I said, let me try to run some boiling water through there and flush it out. And with very difficult attempts, I did break free a lot of weird residue, flushed it out with water, with the nipple out in a can, standing the barrel up. So we got the initial washout, and I mean this is still rust, and tried to run that 45 caliber jag down with a little bit of oil prior to that, and it kind of did go in, but it would tear the patch to shreds. So we put the nipple back in, stood it up, filled the barrel up with a vapor rust. Now a vapor rust took the finish off the end of the barrel because we filled it up flush, and there are a few spots here and there on it where the little droplets of it removed the bluing, but nothing really horrible, okay? I put it in for 24 hours and there was still rust in the barrel. So I put it in for another 2.5 days. I poured the stuff out, the vapor rust come out black. The rust appeared to be gone. I pulled the nipple out and I did another hot boiling water flush. Got it down to where, I mean, some weird stuff come out of grayish. The water turned gray or whatever. I flushed the barrel. There's still residue in the tin can, some bizarre grayish stuff in there. And then I oiled it and everything because it was too cold to go any further. So now we're at a point, there's still crud or pitting or something in the lands and grooves of the barrel. The rust is gone, you don't see rust, or at least it's not coming back after about so many days. It's maybe starting to come back. So what I'm going to do, and I don't think it'll have much help, but I've got a brand new 50 caliber brush. I'm going to put some solvent on here, and I'm going to scrub the barrel and see if I can get the debris out of it. What I'm going to do is just clamp it down here and run this in, and that's where we're going to go next with this. Alright, so we're going to see what we can get going here. Get that. Put something on there. This also helps prevent rust. Oof, all the patch stuff came off. Ain't a good sign. kind of really don't believe that's doing much of anything. So with the big test, we're going to see if we can get a 50 caliber Jag to go down there without being torn to shreds. We're getting stuck. Much better, but as you see, that bore is rough. I don't really know if we're going to be able to do anything to salvage it. Alright, so looking down there's still debris in the lands and grooves. Pretty solid stuff. And in fact, it kind of shredded that patch. See that fuzz on there? Tearing that patch up. We still got a ways to go. But granted, I got to where I can get a patch down to the bottom and back out with a 50 caliber Jag without it being stuck or having to put it in a vise and, hook it to the back of the pickup truck to yank it out. So clear, there's an improvement. If this could be salvageable, I have no idea. Now I got to think about it and come up with some idea to get a more abrasive thing down there. This bronze brush, I can scrub this brush in there from now until the end of time itself, and it's not going to take out what is embedded in there. Okay, I'm going to have to come up with another thing, either get a drill motor and try to loosen it that way. But the thing is too, swirling steel wool or something around is not going to penetrate the lands or the grooves of the bore. I may be able to smooth out the bore itself, but then again, all of that stuff is in the grooves. I'm not quite sure how to get that out, and I'm not quite sure what it is, unless I could make a lapping tool or something that would get down in the grooves and lap it out. But honestly, looking at this project, it's pretty tough. If any of you guys got any type of feedback or something, or some suggestions, I'll take them. Alright, so our next update here on our muzzle-loading rifle project. The nicer one with a real bad bore, I tried working with it, and now I'm like running Scotch-Brite stuff through. And what it is this I'm just going to have to give up on. When they fired this with Pyrodex and left it for, who knows, years, alright, no matter what I do, when I run the proper Jag through there, it rips the patch to shreds. So this thing is deeply pitted. I mean, I shined a light down there. There's a lot of nasty crap in this barrel. It's pitted. It's gone. There's no saving this. I can't do anything with this because you got to have a cloth patch. It tears the hell out of them, and it's probably gonna ruin, lead balls. I mean, the pitting is terrible. It's deep pits all throughout the barrel. So unfortunately, this gun, I'm going to have to write the barrel off. Which is a shame, because the stock and everything on this gun is beautiful. Okay, I mean it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this thing back together. And before you start saying lap the barrel and that, you'd be lapping forever. But the only thing that would save this is to bore it out and re-rifle it to another caliber, a larger caliber. Now, let's see. This locks in there. So it's a shame. This gun is a loss, a total loss. So let's look at our companion here. So I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I can just throw this barrel into that one. This is an older one. This was X-Cam, another 50 cal. And honestly, I believe that this one is just rusted. There's some white pitting in here, but I believe that this barrel is just rusty a little. This one I believe also was used more, but this gun has several problems with it. First of all, this wedge, somebody did something and beat this thing so it doesn't fall out. The screws are missing for the trunnions to hold them in. And this really, there's play, it doesn't lock. And somebody tore that front sight up. And then part of the rear sight is stuff's missing. And then they went and drilled and tapped this for a totally different size nipple. So this is another piece of shit gun. The reason I was waiting is to see about getting a wedge, but even when, see, I gotta see what the hell they did to this thing and try to get this wedge out. Alright, so the game plan is maybe to change this into the other one, or to do something with this one. To get it working. So let me do this first. We'll get the barrel off. And I'm going to get things rearranged here. So what I decided to do, I'm running the Scotch-Brite down with a lot of oil, heavily oiled with the Bolistol, and just trying to clean it. There's no roughness. There is some light pitting, but nothing. This is something at a point where you can kind of wrap it. There's no tearing, no ripping. And so what we will do is run a clean patch down there. That's just on the end of the rod. That's not a 50 caliber jag like this is. Okay. That has rust on it, but it's not all tore to crap like what comes out of the other one. Alright, so this bore is probably usable, but the condition of this musket kind of ain't, you know. Yeah. Alright. So we probably well, this one is just as spotty and shitty and pitted as the other one. And actually, with the condition, with it doesn't fit together correctly. It's all been modified and screwed with. The condition of this bore may be shootable. I mean, it's smooth, but again, it's pitted also. It's not pitted as deeply and as bad as that. But this, you know, it looks pitted, and I don't know if somebody buffed this out. The rifling looks very shallow in it. You know, to start going and buying parts and trying to figure out the wedge doesn't fit right, and something else. Really, it's a waste of time to even try to fool with these. It's a shame. But I'm going to probably bring them back to the guy and tell him I really can't do nothing with them. And it's terrible because, well, I don't know, that X-Cam one, the earlier one, probably wasn't as fancy or as nice as that. That's a $600 gun, and it's toast, you know. You could probably, if you went and got another barrel, somebody told me you can drop a Green Mountain barrel into this. There is a replacement barrel you could get for the gun. I'd have to look into that. But yeah, working on either one of these, and then after they went and drilled and tapped this out for some other kind of weird nipple, it takes a number 11 cap, but it's huge and looks like a musket cap. It isn't the fine threaded metric one that's like any other one. So they must have, you know, somebody's really screwed with this gun. And this sight, I don't know if it's the same. The dovetail, this sight's been bent and beat over. So I'm going to call these two a loss, okay? And depending on, see, I don't know if those things are threaded in there or not. Some people say that they're pressed in or something. Or they kind of tell you on a lot of these not to remove the breech plug. And I'm not going to. So I'll get this back together. I'm going to see about fitting some parts and stuff. Somebody cold blued this, so this went through the mill. Pretty much. I'm going to see now if I could get the wedge to fit in there and tighten it down. Now I might try shooting it. But I can't get that stock with that wedge to lock in the gun. It doesn't move, but the wedge has a tendency of falling out for some reason. So I don't know. But that looks like 3 of these, because the other one that's loaded, I ain't even going to monkey with that. So that's where we stand, and we got the one Thompson Renegade that's in good shape. I'll probably clean that up, and then I have to buy the jags and everything to clean that gun. But I'll look at it. But it looks like our 250 caliber Hawken style rifles are at an impasse. You know, maybe that's why they've been sitting in his shop all this time. They're junk. Can't be done. There's a lot of things wrong with them, one way or the other. Alright, so that's it for this update. And I'll see if I can come up with something, but it don't look it. Alright, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.